Now, for more on Chinese overseas acquisitions, we're joined in the studio by my colleague Wu Haojun. Well, Haojun, investment by Chinese companies overseas is actually nothing new, but what seems to be new here is that we're seeing more and more private companies like Meijing Group buying assets that have nothing to do with natural resources. Tell us more about that.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Mama. It wouldn't be an overstatement to say that back in the days, natural resources was pretty much all that China cared about in terms of overseas deals. But as the Chinese economy matures, so do investment targets. Now we're increasingly seeing non-state-owned companies, industries like technology, real estate, and food buying assets overseas. Private or non-state-owned publicly listed companies first began exploring overseas deals en masse back in 2004. 45 deals valued at a total of $3.7 billion were struck that year. So far this year, 238 deals valued at over $24 billion have been struck by China's private companies. Just to name a few here, there's the $7.1 billion acquisition American pork producer Smithfield by Shuanghui. There's also the personal computer maker Lenovo, who said it's considering a bid for the struggling BlackBerry. Back to you, Momo.
Well, Haojun, this is absolutely not the first time it happened, but what can you tell us in terms of the government's involvement in these overseas acquisitions? Is it helping these private companies?
Well, it's fair to say that without government support, really, a lot of private companies simply wouldn't have been able to pull off these deals. Last year, for example, 10 government departments jointly issued what they called opinions about actively encouraging private companies to make acquisitions abroad. This included one detailed regulation which relaxed certain aspects of foreign exchange control, which is tied to outbound investments. That's certainly very important there. And these opinions had a clear impact. Analysts point to Shuanghui's takeover of Smithfield as the best example of this. The state-owned Bank of China was quick to offer up $4 billion of financing. And this isn't an isolated case here. The Industrial Commercial Bank of China provided a total of $15.8 billion in total in loans just for the first half of this year to finance overseas acquisitions by private companies. And back to you, Momo.
Thank you so much, Haojun, for that. Now, for more